Evening, everybody. Happy December. Happy January 12th. I'm a month behind, obviously. Just watching the live stream kick on here. There's always a delay. I try to start like 30 seconds prior to 7 o'clock. So that way, I know that I'm probably just tuning in at the right time. Take a look here. That might be a little better. Just watching myself scratch my nose. Move my camera. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, what we got going on here? Let me get rid of the poll here so I can see some comments. Who do we got? Randy Roshan is here early, like before it even started. Wanted to know if anybody's fishing Lake Michigan right now. Yeah, Randy, there's been a few people out. I talked to a couple that have been out there getting some kings and a few lake trout. I wouldn't be surprised if some nice steelhead are around too. I was a little surprised. I guess I'm not surprised, but there's a couple guys took some decent kings out there, 10, 12 pounders. So that's pretty cool. Oh, Teresa Flanders is here. She's always here. Teresa, always good to see you. Kelly Mars here. That's a new name. Phil Satar. Phil, I hope I'm saying that right. I've said your name a few times, and if I say it wrong, I apologize. For anybody that I completely destroy their name, I am so sorry. I do my best to say them right, and sometimes I guess correctly, and many times I don't. Scott Sanderson saying Lima Charlie, so I know we're loud and clear. A lot of thumbs up rolling in. Thanks everybody for those thumbs up. They do help the channel. They do help the algorithm in a way for more people to find the channel. So that's wonderful. Thanks for doing that. Jim Dabrowski, a Tangled Tackle Army member, is here. Jason C., another Army member. Fishhawk, another Army member. Good to see you guys. Jeff Cummings, another Army member. Good to see you guys. So that leads me into tonight's poll. Something I've been playing around with in my brain. There's ways to support the channel, and for everybody that does that, I give you my deepest felt thank you for doing that. It does definitely help. With retirement coming up in about 2 weeks, I plan on getting out there and doing a lot more content, and of course that means paying things out of my own pocket, which is fine. I don't mind that. But the Patreon and the Tangled Tackle Army does definitely help with all of those endeavors. So we've had Patreon for a while where you can go on there and support the channel, and if you pledge more than $30 in the calendar year, you get entered into the drawing for a free charter on my boat. But we also have Tangled Tackle Army, which is set up through YouTube, and there is a link in the description of this video if you want to join that. Either one you can join. There's links to both. And my thought now is Tangled Tackle Army. For anybody that stays on the Army for the entire calendar year from January to December, I'm going to put those names in the hat as well. So I don't know if there's a benefit to having both. I kind of like the Tangled Tackle Army a little more. It gives me a little bit more personal way to interact with everyone. Patreon being a separate entity. I'm probably putting some people to sleep on this. They're probably screaming at me right now, but I got to get this information out there. So and 43% on the poll is saying it makes no difference to me. I understand that. Some people don't participate neither, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. And I asked maybe if both was an option. But right now, between the two, 22% is saying Tangled Tackle Army. I'm going to let this run the whole night. Well, not the whole night, until the video's over. And we'll see how that comes out. Now I'm just going to play it around in my head as time goes on and try to figure out the best way for everyone. All right. Jim Dabrowski, always good to see you, man. What is a name I've seen on here for a long, long, long time? All right. Fishhawk saying good evening from Superior. How's the weather up in Superior, man? We're here in Michigan, northern Michigan. I think we're sitting at 35 degrees right now. Most of the snow is gone. I think it was raining most of the day. People, like I already talked about, people are out on Lake Michigan trolling out there right now. I've never seen that before in January. where people are actually out on Lake Michigan fishing, trolling out there for kings and lake trout and steelhead. That's insane, but it's going on, so that's cool. Phil Satara says close enough. Phil, I appreciate that, man. Paul Schmuckel giving me a pink wave hand. Paul, I appreciate that, man. Will Spencer, another Army member. Good to see you. Yeah, Jason C. If there's another way it doesn't take a large cut out of subscription, Jason C. Either Patreon or Tangled Army, they both take theirs. There's no way around it. Both are going to take a pretty good bite out of either one, so that's fine. Whatever. Eric Nearing, that's a good question. He wants to know how much money is the difference between the two. How much do we got to raise to match Patreon? So, really Patreon, it's up to you. Whatever you want to donate a month, that's set by you. Tangled Tackle Army, I think, is $5 a month, and so really the difference is whatever you want to do. That's why I'm saying if I get rid of Patreon and just keep the Army, I'd say anybody that stays on the Army for all 12 months of the year, you're into the drawing. So anyway, enough talk on that. I appreciate everybody's questions on that, though, but we'll see how the poll comes out at the end. Chet Goff saying, love the show, very informative. Chet, appreciate that. Very nice of you to jump in there. BMK wants to do an OnlyFan. BMK, only you, man, based on some of the comments that you left over the years, would say something like that. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, Rodney Reynolds saying a lot of walleye being caught in Saginaw Bay. Yeah, I heard that's way out there, or wide open also. I mean, aimlessly drifting, he's beaten me to the punch. I want to talk about this, and I'm just going to talk about this briefly because I can hear people start to snore if you're not a Lions fan, but I got to give huge praise and support and pride to the Detroit Lions this year. Guys, if there's anybody there on the team that you hear that is hearing this, pass this on to your teammates, please. I myself, and I think many people on the channel, are extremely proud of all of you, from the top down to the bottom. All of you play a huge role in that team, and I myself personally am completely impressed, or was completely impressed by your season. I wish we would have made it to the playoffs. We didn't. That's fine. I have no ill will, or I have no ill feelings towards not making the playoffs. I love the way the season ended. You guys ended on a huge upswing. Really impressed, really proud of you guys. Can't wait to see you guys next year. But for right now, I'm sitting on a little Detroit Lions high, and I'm just going to ride that out for a while. So good job to everybody. Good job. Anyway, like if anybody knows a Detroit Lion, I actually know a retired Detroit Lion. He's a good friend. Well, I haven't seen him in 10 years. He used to be a good friend of mine. Imagine he still is. He played for the Lions, the Bengals, and the Niners, and he retired quite a few years ago. I should give him a call and just tell him how proud I am of his team. So anyway, Buffalo Bills, Jeff Cummings saying Bills are a good team, man. You guys got a real good shot at going all the way. Real good shot. All right, anyway, let's move on from that. So we got survey done, of course. I always got to say huge thanks to Dreamweaver Lures. Dreamweaver Lures proudly supports these live streams every Thursday and Sunday. And that leads me into something else. With me retiring here in just a few weeks, I'm going to bring the show back to every Sunday. Instead of doing every Thursday and every other Sunday, which is a mental pain in the butt, I'm going to move the whole show right back to every other Sunday. I think that's just going to fit everybody better. And then if I have information throughout the middle of the week, I always put that out on my social media anyway. So that's my plan. I think that's the better move. So yeah, every other Sunday. After the end of January, this show is going to move back to every Sunday. Not every other Sunday, but every Sunday. All right, so a couple things. Seeing how I mentioned social media. A couple things I'm going to ask a favor from all of you, if you don't mind. How many people we got here? We got a nice group. We're over 100. That's wonderful. Good to see everybody. So I've had a TikTok channel for a while. I just now started posting on it. I got 2 videos on it right now. Both are real short. That's kind of the interesting thing about TikTok, is they're just, and you're done. If you could do me a favor, my TikTok link is down below in the description. Go on there, check it out. I'm not asking that you leave a like or a follow. If you want to, that's up to you. All I'm asking is you do me a favor, go on there and at least take a look. I'm trying to kick that channel off in a good way, just like Facebook, just like YouTube, Instagram, all of that. If you can go on there and take a look, I would really appreciate it. Like I said, that link's down below. Also, the link down below to my Facebook page. I am doing a free shirt giveaway, my custom shirt designs that I come up with on my Facebook page. Excuse me, that was Earl Grey tea right there. Hold on. That's better. On my Facebook page, if you scroll down, you'll see a free t-shirt giveaway that I'm doing to the end of January. Real easy to enter. All you got to do is go onto the shirt site, or pick one out from the variety right there. Pick what your favorite one is, share it, like it, and tell me in the comments which shirt is your favorite. All those people are entered into a free shirt giveaway that I'm doing. I'll pull a name out of a hat at the end of the month. So again, both those links are down there below. Thanks for everybody jumping on there and taking a look. Rolling on here. Let's do this. Great Lakes. I want to check some comments first. Mike Watson, thank you for the congratulations on the upcoming retirement. I'm looking forward to it. Sam Stogger says we need the Lions colored Dreamweaver lure called the Pack Killer. That's dirty, man. Lost Glove Farms. That's a cool name. Every Sunday means no mental gymnastics. Yeah, Lost Glove, I hear you. I hear you, man. Yep, every Sunday is the easier way to do it. Jeff Spear follows me on TikTok. Yeah, Jeff, I've seen you on there, so thanks for being there. Mark Pearson says he likes the one I'm wearing. Thanks, man. Moonshine's a great company. Real good company. I'm glad and proud to support them also. But Great Lakes gear, from what I understand, they're out of Ludington, if I'm not mistaken. The owner, or one of the owners, sent me a message the other day. Says, hey, would you mind doing a giveaway for GLG on your channel? I said, sure, no problem. I was happy to help out a Michigan company. So they sent me this package. We're going to do... This is going to be a little tricky, because not only did they send me a package of shirts, hats, and a cup to give away, they also sent me... One moment. They also sent me a 7-foot custom baitcaster rod to give away. 7-foot medium. I'd say that's medium. Yep, that's medium. So I'm also giving away that to... Well, so the way I'm going to do this, because I can't ship this thing. I can, but it's going to cost me $50 to do it. I'd like to try to avoid that. No offense. But it is costly to ship rods, especially if they go to Canada. That's insane. So I'm going to make this a 2-part giveaway. One part is going to be for the rod, but the rod's going to be pickup only. The second part is for the shirts, the hat, and the cup. That's going to be, I'll mail that out. I'll ship that out. So the way we'll do this, people are laughing at Salmon Stalker. The way we'll do this is after this is done, the live stream is done, it posts to YouTube. Don't do it now, you'll break the internet. After this is done and it goes to YouTube, I'll need you to leave a comment on this. And all you got to do is just leave me a comment. What's the comment going to be tonight? Well, one, let me know if you can pick up the rod, okay? In that comment someplace, let me know if you can pick up that rod. I'll include you into the drawing then for that rod. And then anybody leaves a comment just saying, go Lions. No, I don't want to make everybody say go Lions. That's not right. Just tell me what your favorite kind of species to fish for is. Whether it be salmon, walleye, whatever. You put that in the comments, whether or not you can pick up the rod. And I'll pull 2 names out of the hat. Not this coming Sunday, probably the following Sunday. I'll sneak in and do that then. So we'll let it run for about a week, week and a half. All right? So I know that's a little confusing. But if I can follow it, anybody can follow it. So leave me a comment once it's posted to YouTube. If you can pick up the rod, make sure to put that in the comments. And then just tell me what's your favorite species to go after for fishing. And I'll include you in the giveaway for Great Lakes gear. These are nice. These are really nice. These are long sleeve, the moisture wicking. Should open. Whoever's going to get this, I'm sorry, I'm opening one of these though. Maybe. A little flap there, hold on. Riveting entertainment, watching the idiot try to open a package. All right, might as well take a look at this. So it looks like the majority of what they sent are in size large also. Maybe a medium in there as well. But yeah, I mean, really nice moisture wicking, camo sleeves. These are nice shirts. They are really nice shirts. So, and the cups are real nice too. Let's take a look at the cup. Oh yeah, little GLG cup going on there. Very nice. It's a nice little package. So thank you to GLG for supporting the channel, helping out somebody get some nice gear. The hat is the hat's a nice winter hat. Everybody else call these hat toques. I've called them that before, and I've heard many people from like the UP call these things toques. So anybody else out there say that word? Anyway, that's a nice hat, a little GLG logo on there, and then you get a nice blue, long sleeve large, and a darker blue and medium, and these all have the long sleeve. I think that one has the camo sleeves as well, so pretty cool. Anyway, that's the instructions. That's how to enter. I'm going to set that down there where I'm sure I'll promptly step on it here in a few minutes. Anyway, that's how you enter. Candy Martin saying, hi Chris, love the show. Candy, thanks, appreciate that. Chet Goss saying, childproof wrapper. Yeah, you watch me struggle with it, so it's got to be, right? Beauty, eh? You got it, CD. Anyway. Al Schroeder says he's out of the shirts. He's too big. All right. Anyway, that's from Great Lakes Gear. Thank you guys from Great Lakes Gear for throwing that out there to everybody. All right, another announcement I'm going to make here, and this one I'm going to take a little more seriously. We're still going to have some fun. Don't worry. My first mate, Tim, who's a really good first mate, started for me just 2 years ago. I found him by putting an ad out on this channel. And he had been on this channel for a long time. I don't know if he's on here tonight. I haven't seen him. He goes by Blind Osprey. Anyway, I put an ad out, not an ad, but a notification that I was looking for a first mate. And he applied, and a bunch of other people applied. I talked to many people, and I ended up going with him, and I'm glad I did. He's a great first mate. Very personable, very professional, good at what he does, catches a lot of fish, so happy I did that. With myself retiring, I'm going to be running a lot more weekday trips. My days are going to open up. I can run trips now on weekdays. I'm going to be looking for a fill-in first mate to be out there with me when either Tim can't be there or one of my other regulars. I got a few other guys that I'll call sometimes, but a lot of times during the week they're not going to be able to make it. So, I am looking for a first mate, a fill-in first mate. I don't want you to think right now that this is a full-time position, but I am putting it out there. I'm looking for a fill-in first mate for those days that either Tim's not going to be there or one of my other guys is not going to be there. I'll tell you this right now, age doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is, I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest thing, if you come out there and you really don't know what you're doing, if you got a pretty good basic knowledge, you'll pick it up. You'll pick it up really fast. You'll pick up my program. You learn how I do things. So even if you have a medium knowledge on that, I'm fine with that. Even if you're 18 years old, even if you're 80 years old, I don't care. Biggest things to me are the way you interact with customers, first and foremost. If you're interested in this, I'm going to ask you to send me an email. My email link is down below. If not, send it to Christangledtackle@gmail.com if you're interested. But what I'm looking for is somebody that's very good with customers. I can't have somebody just be on the boat, sitting in a corner, not talking. Customers want a great experience, and what makes a great experience is a good atmosphere. So I've had first mates on there before. They've just basically sat in a corner and haven't done a... They worked, they got the rods out, they caught the fish, but then they go right back to sitting in a corner and not talking. That just doesn't fly. So I need somebody that's personable. You can tell stories, you can do song and dance when it's necessary. I do that too. I want somebody that's going to be able to interact with customers. If you're kind of a recluse, you love to fish, but you don't like to talk, that's probably not for you. I'm just being honest with everybody. So first and foremost, you have to be able to interact with customers in a professional way. Have some fun, make some jokes, take a joke about yourself. We all screw things up. If you get butthurt over somebody prodding at you a little bit, this is not for you either. We all have fun out there. So, good with customers. Second thing is be professional, be on time. Don't be late. If you're late to the dock and if the boat's leaving at 5 a.m., the boat's leaving at 5 a.m., even if you're not there. And we'll have a talk about it when I get back to the dock. So, Be professional, be on time. Don't show up, in oily clothes. Don't show up, drunk. Don't None of those things are going to apply. Be professional, okay? If you're interested in this, you think if you think all those things apply to you, send me an email, Christangledtackle@gmail.com. Again, I'm not offering anybody a full-time position. This is a fill-in position. I don't know how many trips that even means for you, but I'm definitely looking for somebody. So again, CD Denman says it's easier to talk to strangers than the wife. Okay, man. Anyway, send me an email with your phone number, please. I'll reach out to you. I don't know how soon it's going to be, maybe within the next month or two, depending on how many people actually are looking for that spot. It's first mating is a great time. You learn so much. You work. I'm going to tell you that right now. The pay is not great. It's decent. But what you get in experience is invaluable. It will definitely, if you're looking to become your own charter captain somewhere down the road, start off being a mate. Start off working the ropes, washing the boat, cleaning the fish, setting the rods, netting the fish. I don't even make you clean the bathroom. I'll take care of the bathroom. Don't worry about that. I got some horror stories about that. I won't make my first mate clean the bathroom because there are some legitimate horror stories about the bathroom. I won't make you do that, but you understand what I said earlier. Work well with customers, be professional. Those are my two biggest things. If you go out with me as a first mate and you can't cut it on either of those things, we'll have a polite talk at the end of the day. I'll probably let you go. All right? That's just me being honest. Okay? Anyway, think about it. Send me an email. I would love to talk to some people. Let's move on from that. I see a lot of people on here saying, Eric Nearing says he wants to go tomorrow. Man, I wish I could. And BMK, yeah, you got to be able to talk to people. That's the biggest thing. I've had so many people that have come on the boat, and a lot of people that come on for a charter have been on many other charters in the past, and they will tell me their horror stories. Like, they'll tell me the stories about the captain that never said a word to them. The first mate greeted him. The captain went up in the flybridge, drove the boat all day, never said a word to him. And they said, there's no way in hell we're ever going back to that guy, to that crew. They told me about first mates that would yell at him. They would tell me about first mates and captains that would yell at him if they weren't handling the rod correctly. If they things happen on a boat. If they spilled a drink on the boat, they'd get yelled at. I understand those things. They do happen, but I've never, and I would never even consider yelling or barking at one of my customers. Never. There's lines you can cross. You can go out there and you can get so stinking drunk and get in a fist fight, which I've seen with your brother. The trip's over at that point. We're turning the boat around. We're heading in. I've seen people getting verbal screaming matches with their spouses and come this close to throwing blows. Trip's over. We're going in. So there are those horror stories as well. But I hear so many of those stories from people that come on my boat. And I think that's why I get a lot of people to come back the following year, because they really enjoy themselves on my boat. And that's the biggest thing I want to offer to people. Fishing is a great thing, but it's a bonus. If we catch 20 fish, that's great. It's a great day, great fishing. But people want the experience. They want to come out there. They want to feel like they're fishing with family or friends or both. You know what I mean? Anyway, we'll skip past that. I'm probably putting people to sleep right now. Anyway, consent decree coming up this Sunday night. We're going to talk about the consent decree right on this channel. I'm going to have Tony. Tony, if you're watching and I badger this, I'm sorry. I think it's Regenovic. Tony is from the Coalition for Great Lakes Resources. He is the director. He's coming on the channel Sunday night. He's going to sit down. We were going to have Captain Kevin Hughes as well from the Charter Boat Association. He's not going to be able to make it. I'm looking right now actively for a fill-in for him, but it might be just Tony and I. If that's the case, that's fine. Absolutely fine. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about the consent decree from the coalition's point of view, really from the sportsman's point of view. So what I'm asking is also, I'd like you to leave a comment on this video also about that. I know we got the GLG giveaway going on. If you want to combine both comments, that's fine, or leave two separate comments, that's fine. but I want people's questions about the consent decree. This is something that's really important to the Great Lakes. And I get it, if you're not in Michigan, if you're in Wisconsin, New York, you don't fish around here, I get it, this is not your thing. You got no dog in the fight. I completely understand. And if you want to tune out, you're not going to hurt my feelings. But for us around here, it's an important topic. And really, it could happen anywhere. So, Sunday night, 7 p.m., we'll sit down with Tony and whoever else that I can get. And again, if it's just him and I, that's fine. I want your input, though. I want all of you out there to give me some questions right now, or after this post to YouTube. Give me some questions in the comments that you want posed to him. We're gonna keep Sunday night classy and professional. We're not gonna tolerate anything nasty, anything racial, anything slandering, anything that's not professional. You're gonna get a warning, and then you're gonna get removed from the chat. It's simple as that. We're gonna keep this as a professional type interaction. But I do want your input, okay? I do want your input. So again, once this posts to YouTube, please leave me a comment down below what you want asked to the coalition. It could be anything. There's a lot of things about it that I have no idea. Like, you might not know what a gill net is. What's a gill net? How many gill nets can they? Whatever you want. How many gill nets can they put out there? How often do they check them? Whatever. Put it in the comments. I'll pick out some really good ones. And we will definitely get those to Tony on Sunday. All right. Also down below in the description, Tangled Tackle's running a really good 6-spoon moonshine sale right now. By a good one, I mean it's a really good one. Excuse me, that was Earl Grey tea again. I apologize. 6 moonshine spoons for $49.99. You're getting 2 raspberry carbon RVs, if I remember right. 1 mag, 1 standard. You're getting the yellow goober in there, the yellow goby from Moonshine. That thing was a monster last year on my boat. You're also getting, I can't remember what the heck they are. Anyway, the link's down below. Check it out. If you're interested, it's a really good deal. Grab them up. Tangled Tackle's running some really good sales all the time. If you want to stay on top of those things, go to their website. Go to the first page, the home page. Put your email in the member section. It doesn't cost a thing. You don't get spammed. Put your email in there, and you get these notifications. Probably a bunch of people out there that are on here already got that notification because they are members to that website. So it's there. All right. Keith Vase, where do you find shopping cart logos, man? Where do people find these logos? Or these emojis, rather. Shopping cart emoji. Beautiful. All right. Chad Goodness, good to see you. Hello back to you. Anyway, that's all I got. Oh, fishing report. Let's do that real quick. River's been medium to slow. Medium to slow. I was out there last weekend, walked the banks with the $100 steelhead challenge. That was a lot of fun. Had one on, lost it. That was the only bite I had all day, but it was pretty slow for everybody. That video's on the channel if you want to watch it. I'm taking that same $100 steelhead challenge gear back out this Saturday morning, but this time I'm taking a boat. A buddy of mine and I are going out on his boat. We're gonna go see if we can chase down a couple of steelhead with that $100 setup. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. But jigs with the wax worms in the deeper holes have what I've been hearing about on the river. Some of the slower areas, where the water is much slower, maybe like on a nice bend, while the water is slowing down on a nice hole, run a nice wax worm right, 6 inches off the bottom, 12 inches off the bottom. It's going to be a nice little place to find for you. Plugs haven't been so great. The jigs and waxies, beads and spawn bags have been about the same from what I've heard. Sounds like jigs and waxies have been the best. Spawn bags, beads have been just behind it. The piers. I've heard people have been out there catching steelhead on the piers, throwing spoons, little Cleos, moonshine casters. Haven't heard anything much on colors, but there's definitely some fish out there around the pier heads. If you want to get out there, do it right now. There's no ice on them. It's not that treacherous. Get out there and get after them. It's a good time to get out there and do some casting. Surf fishing as well. I've heard some people picking up steelhead, throwing spawn bags out there in the surf. So the steelhead are there, and they're there if you want to get after them. So there's things to do right now. If you want to go fish, it's a good time to do it. Let's see where we're at on the survey, or on the poll, rather. So the question tonight, I'll leave this open for another minute or two, and then we'll close it out. Should we keep? 4 options. Should we keep Patreon, Tangled Tackle Army, both, or makes no difference to me? Makes no difference to me is out in the lead at 45%. I understand that. I have no problem with that. Then Tangled Tackle Army is now behind both. People are saying both. Okay. I'm going to let that run a little longer. I'm just looking for good input. And that way I can make good decisions. What am I missing in the chat? Chekhov is saying rivers down south by me are doing pretty good for steelhead. Chet, where are you? When you say by me, where is by me, my man? If you could give people that information, that'd be great. Chad Goodness saying he watched the steelhead video from last week and looked relaxing. Chad, my man, it was relaxing. It was just nice. It had been 15 plus years since I just walked the banks, you know, throwing gear out for steelhead. I absolutely loved it. I'd forgotten how relaxing that is. I didn't take waders. I kept it to the challenge. So no waders, no hip boots, no rubber boots, no nothing. I was jeans, t-shirt, a jacket, and regular old boots. And I just walked the banks. And like I said, I tied into one, on, and right off. But at least I got to hook into one. But man, just walking through there, and if you watch the video, you'll see how nice these places are where you can go. And I put maps right on there as well so you can find them. But yeah, it was really, really nice. Keith Bay saying your daughter sent them to you. He's got a shark emoji up there now. Check off St. Joe and Kalamazoo Rivers. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Matt Cam saying, do I have any experience with the Shimano TDR downrigger rods? Would I choose a medium light or medium for salmon? So I do have some experience, but it's been a few years. In the last few years, I've gone to the Daiwa Wildfire rods. They're right there on Tangled Tackle's website. And the biggest reason I went to them is because they are tough. They are freaking tough. I've been running the same 3 downrigger rods now for 3 years. And you know, on a charter boat, they get abused. They've taken everything that my customers and myself and my knuckle-dragging friends can throw at them, and they stood up to it. I've not had one failure. All the guides are great. There's no splits. There's no cracks. Nothing. The better part about that is they're like $19 in the shop. I think they're less than 20 bucks still. So the Daiwa Wildfire rods, look those up. I'm not going to say anything against the TDR rods. They're good rods. But again, I haven't had much experience with them in the last at least 3 years, maybe longer. They're good rods, but I would highly recommend those Daiwa Wildfire in the 8.6, 8'6", and I think those are in the mediums. They say downrigger right on them. They're made right for downrigger. So check those out. I think you're really going to like them. Yeah, Nyson. Yeah, the shop. Nyson put the shop's phone number on there. If you want to call, talk to Nyson or Ryan or Bud at the shop, you can do that as well. Let me throw this out there to everybody. A while back, I got an email from somebody, and he had a really good idea for some live streams. I'm always looking for ideas. You know, my brain is limited. More days, or more on some days for sure. His idea was have some people come in for live streams. Have some recreational anglers come in for live streams and do a Q&A. Now, I thought that's not a bad idea. And I forget the guy's name now, and I apologize if you're watching. It was a good idea. But I've been tossing it around in my head for the last couple of months, trying to figure out a way that I'd like to do that. What I'd like to do is maybe once a month, what I'll do is I'll post it on one of the live streams. If you're interested, if I can get 2 to 3 people out there that are interested in coming to the shop on a Sunday night, I'd grab myself and maybe another charter captain, and we would do a live sit-down Q&A, because there's a lot of questions out there that people have. I still have questions. You don't learn everything. You can't. I learn new things every time I fish with somebody else. So Good idea, bad idea, what do you think? I think it's a good idea. If you're interested in something like that, throw in the comments right now. I would think that most people would be interested, but I would have to be able to talk to people beforehand, make sure that we don't get some. I mean, there's never any kind of nut jobs in the fishing community, is there? But there might be a couple out there just in case. Um, if that's something you guys, gals, would be interested in, I would like to do some live interaction at the shop, face to face on a video. So let me know. What do you think? Even post it in the comments after this post to YouTube. You don't even have to post it right now. Toss it around in your guys' heads. Let me think. Let me know what you think. Sorry. I'm almost out of tea. I guess that means it's time to wrap it up. Chad Goodness saying we're all nuts. Yeah, we are. You're not kidding, Chad. All right, let's close the poll down. Let's see what we got. 27% saying both. So right now I'm going to stay with both. Unless something changes, I come up with something else. But I'll toss that around. I just wanted some good numbers, some good intel. I got it. Thank you. We'll close that poll down. It should pop up on your stream right now. There we go. Daniel Canham, another Army member. Good to see you, Dan. Appreciate that. Said that would be cool. You started fishing, salmon fishing this year, and it would be cool to hear some feedback for a newbie. And that chat, or Daniel rather, that's exactly the kind of person I would want to come in and sit down with us. You know, charter captains, we can sit down, we can just. Sometimes I get lost in the conversations. There's a lot of things that we throw around that might be just gibberish to a lot of people. So what I'd be looking for actually is the people to come in to be somewhat fresh into the game. I want people that would come in that have a lot of questions, things that we could answer, and to get that feedback and get all that information out to more people on the channel. Hope you're following what I'm saying there. Jason Belter saying we should get the guys from Wisconsin and compare tactics. I'd love doing that too. It's funny how you just go across the lake and tactics can change greatly. But yeah, that'd be fun. Absolutely. I'd love to do Ontario as well. Chet Goss saying doing a live stream on fishing boats and captains during the tournaments. We've done that before, Chet. There's actually a couple videos from a long time ago on this channel from a couple tournaments that we did. I think one of them we won. If I remember, I think one we won at least the 333 that we were doing. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize. But yeah, we've done that before. Problem is, I'm trying to change that this upcoming year. Last year, I didn't do any tournaments. I was just completely booked up on charters. This coming year, I've actually scheduled those days out for tournaments. So next year, I'm hoping to do 2 or 3 tournaments with the guys. And we love doing live streams during tournament. We really do. Eric Nearing, you're very, very welcome. You say I jumped up, or the channel, not me. The channel has jumped up your game tremendously. Thanks for all that the channel's taught you. You're very, very welcome, man. Keith Face wants to know steelhead rods that are available at Tangled Tackle. Those Riversider rods, those Riversider spinning rods, I ran that thing last weekend. It's a cheap rod. I mean, it's like a $20 rod. And I had no issues with it. That's a stout little rod. I would highly recommend those Riversiders. They're on the shop, nice, and I'm sure you can jump on there as well, answer anything about that. Anyway, we've gone a long time here. We're like 40 minutes deep into this thing, and I feel like I haven't talked about anything. Yeah, nice, and many, many varieties. Yep. Matt Cam wanted to know if I ever tried No Fish Nick's SW Dipsy. I've seen it, and I've watched No Fish Nick's channel. I enjoy his channel. But I've never tried the Secret Weapon Dipsy. My mate Tim has, and he likes it. For me, maybe I'm just a little more curmudgeon-like. I've run my divers the same way for a long, long time, and they produce really well. So it's hard for me to want to change to something when I got something that's already working really good. But I think his idea, and I don't think it was his idea, it came from somewhere else. But that concept is really good. I think it's interesting for sure. Excuse me. Yeah, check off Lamb Glass is a good steelhead rod. Yeah, Lamb Glass is a great steelhead rod. If you want to spend if you want to go mortgage out your house, yeah, you can get a couple nice Lama glasses. Those are nice rods. CD Denman wants to know what's the most popular in width and depth for nets for salmon that we use. CD, my nets are, they're Rangers. I know that, and the poles are Rangers as well. I run fiberglass poles on my nets. It's a fixed pole rather. They're not collapsible. I have the room on the boat where I can just set them on the sides. It works well for me. And mine are fiberglass because if you go banging a metal net on the back of your boat, you're gonna take chunks out. That gel coat doesn't last long. The hoop that I use is a 36-inch hoop, Ranger, and I think it's a salmon-specific type hoop. I don't know how deep the net is. I have no idea. If you actually watch a couple of the videos on there I posted recently, you can see those nets in action. You see us dipping a couple salmon and other fish out with those nets. And they work great. Yep, they really, really work well. Nice of me saying 9'8" Lama glass rod is in stock for $150. Yeah, they're not cheap. All right, let's wrap it up. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Again, get in the drawing for the Great Lakes gear. If you missed how to do that, go back and watch how to enter that. That's going to be after this posts. And also, get me some questions, please. Get me what you want to take away from our meeting this coming Sunday, this live stream this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. With the consent decree. We're talking about the consent decree with Tony Regenovic. It's going to be a good show. Anyway, let's get out of here. Take care, everybody. I will see you in just a few days.